Back in college, I had a summer job working at our freshman orientation. One of the speakers had to bail, so there was no one there to talk to the students. So I went up to the organizer and said, "I'll do it." She said, "You?" I said, "I'm funny, I'm a good storyteller, and I promise not to use the word cocksucker. And also, we have no one else, so why not me?" You know what happened? She let me do it. It went great, and I didn't use the word cocksucker. Fast forward to 2015, I was a struggling actor and comedian in San Francisco. Rather than sitting back and waiting for a dream gig, I decided to make a dream gig. I wanted to put on a play about legendary stand-up comedian Lenny Bruce. So I approached the owner of a theater and asked if I could put up the show. He said, "Who's producing it?" I said, "I am." He said, "Who's writing it?" I said, "I am." He said, "Who's directing it?" I said, "I am." He said, "Who's playing Lenny?" I said, "I am." He said, "Who are you, Orson Welles?" I said, "Let's find out." He said, "You're serious?" I said, "Other people have done it. Why not me?" You know what happened? He let me do it. And after a few months of hard work, I put up the play. And after the show, the theater owner who questioned me came up to me with tears in his eyes and said, "That was the greatest theater performance I've ever seen." To this day, it's been the most fulfilling artistic achievement of my life. And if you're familiar with Lenny Bruce, you know I got to use the word cocksucker. A lot of times we'll hear people question why when life doesn't go their way. Why didn't the speaker show up? Why don't I have a producer for my play? Why now? Why this? Why me? People who question why me see life as something happening to them. When I ask why not me, I see life as something happening for me. Why me keeps you in the passenger seat. Why not me puts you in the driver's seat. Now look, I know dreams can be lofty. I know sometimes they feel impossible. I know our self-talk can talk us out of them. My self-talk almost talked me out of this Deuce podcast. Why would anyone ever listen? Why would anyone care what I have to say? Why should I even write this? Why me? But you know what? Someone's got to create a podcast with a strong purpose. Someone's got to create a podcast that can inspire some folks while they sit on the can. Someone's got to create a podcast that can change even just one person's way of thinking for the better. Why not me? As you go about your day, remember this. Somebody's got to get in shape. Somebody's got to win the marathon. Somebody's got to find love. Somebody's got to get into the Ivy League school, raise a beautiful family, land that awesome job, get that great promotion. Somebody's got to fight with courage, create with passion, lead with love. Somebody's got to have a dream, build their dream, live their dream. Why not you? Deuce out.